David is in Thanet. David, what would you like to say?
Yeah, I can't figure out why there's certain things you can't figure out, like these people that on safe territory in France or in Germany or whatever, and they want to get over here. They're on safe ground. They would be taken in. They would be accommodated. Why do they throw themselves into the sea, risk their lives, and risk the lives of their children?
You'd have to download...
risk the lives of their children by throwing them in as well.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to download... I'll give you a quick answer, but if you download yesterday's show, you'll get nearly 3 hours answering those questions, David. But the short answer is, if you ask them, they'll obviously tell you. The circumstances of their lives are such that the prospect of risking their lives in the Channel is preferable to doing the things that you've just described.
But they're in France, they're safe.
No, but I've answered your question.
What's the point? They're not having a gun held to their head, are they?
No, but you asked a question. I've given you the answer. For them, it's preferable to risk their lives in the English Channel than it is to stay in the countries that you call safe.
They want to stand the chance of murdering their children as well as themselves.
No, but you can unravel now with odd non sequiturs. But the answer to the question you asked is really, really straightforward. It's not my fault. It's not my fault that you don't want to hear it.
This is straightforward. 2,700 veterans in this country on the streets without homes, other people in social housing, kids dying in social housing because it's so bad. Charity begins at home. We should be compassionate about our own people.
Why do you only ever talk about that? Why do you only ever talk about that in conversations about refugees? Because you've never rung me when we're talking about food banks.
Well, do I have to? I mean,
no, but I'm just interested in why you only care about these issues when we're talking about foreigners, and you never ring me when we're talking about poverty in this country, or indeed about the plight of veterans, which we cover a lot on this programme.
It isn't compulsive to tune into your
station. No, of course it isn't, but it's interesting that you mention these issues today that we're not talking about, and you never call in when we are talking about them. Why do you think that is?
Well, you were going on about Braverman and the fact that you couldn't see why she was...
Why do you think that is, that you never ring in to talk passionately and concernedly about the issues that you've raised when we're not talking about them?
Well, I've been taking my time over a long period of time to listen to these different issues and formulate ideas of my own.
So why would you ring in on a topic that's not about military veterans or social housing? To talk about military veterans and social housing. I'm just wondering what your own answer to that question is. Here we are having a conversation about refugees. I'm going to ring in and talk about something completely different.
No. Listen.
I am listening, David. I think that's the problem.
You called it an invasion.
No. Suella Braverman did.
All right.
I think that's a disgusting word to use.
No. But the way it was portrayed was as though, it's bad for her to say it's an invasion. Well,
I think it's a disgusting word to use.
No, quiet. A large number of hornets.
Did you just tell me to be quiet?
A large number of hornets.
Did you just tell me to be quiet?
A large number of hornets or bees flying through your window at any time could be seen as an invasion.
Right, yeah, you carry on.
But they don't necessarily want to murder you. You've left the ruddy window open.
Okay.
If you've got a wound on the side of your leg and bacteria get in there, it's nothing personal. It's just bad luck.
So you're comparing refugees to bacteria?
No, but you are. You've done that straight away because I know where you're coming from.
Okay.
Yeah, you're deliberately doing that.
Okay. Just run me through that, David.
I just see them. I will. I see.
Why have you mentioned bacteria in a conversation about refugees?
Because of the word invasion.
Well, but I'm objecting to that word. You're defending it.
Yeah, a large number of...
So why have you mentioned the word bacteria? I have listened to you, David. I think that makes one of us.
A large number of anything can be qualified as an invasion.
Only if it's a threat.
No, it doesn't. It's large numbers, pal.
You never talk about an invasion of Good Samaritans, do you? Or an invasion of angels.
Well, look, let me put it to you this way: the news usually is depressing because most news is bad news, and you're
people are
listening. Bad news yourself.
People are listening.
I'm sure they are. But why do they throw themselves? Why do they risk their lives and their children's lives when they're already on?
I've already answered that question.
You don't particularly want to.
I've already answered that question.
It's crazy that they do it.
Yes, but we've answered the question why. It's preferable to the alternatives.
Well, I say again, charity begins at home. We
shouldn't be too worried about them.
They're already on safe ground in France and Germany. So why do we worry about them?
Do you know, the more you repeat yourself, the worse it gets, not better.
It doesn't. Only because of your own, whatever you've got in the back of your head.
Right.
Your own brainwashing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, most people spend most of their life in the back of their heads.
Okay. Mate.
And quite honestly, we can't afford to run this country at the moment as things are for our own people, let alone paying the bills for the rest of the world. Yeah. And these other people, as I said, are on perfectly safe ground.
Yeah, but you keep saying that, and it's utterly irrelevant to the conversation that we're having. But anyway, you crack on and have a great day.
Oh, well, good day.
All right. David there, precisely the kind of people that Suella Braverman is trying to appeal to. So don't be like David.